Welcome to this video about how stress can be a choice. Before we jump in, I'd like to introduce you to my assistant for today, Billy. Billy is a buffalo. He weighs 900 kilograms, which is about as much as a car, and he runs 60 kilometers an hour, which is also about as much as a car inside of a city. His horns are as hard as stone, and if he wants to play, he is so strong that just touching you a little bit will break your spine. Now, I'd like you to imagine you are on a grassy hill with Billy. You look into those big eyes, you feel his breath. How do you feel? And now imagine the same situation, but now there's an electric fence separating you from Billy. How do you feel now? Our knowledge about a situation makes a huge difference. And notice I didn't say that Billy knew that this was an electric fence. A wild buffalo? An electric fence? Not sure. Let's get some basics in. What you need to know about stress in 30 seconds. Here goes. Stress is a reaction to a perceived threat. Now this reaction is holistic, which means your mind is involved. Your mind thinking, well, is this a threat? Where is the threat? Do I better run? Do I freeze? Or do I attack? There is no space for logical thinking, no space for concerns, nothing. Your mind is only laser focused on these things. Talking about attacking or running, your body is also involved. Now, your body prepares you to deal with these things as best as possible. Raising your heart rate, raising your blood pressure, turning on the AC, you start to sweat so you can perform for longer, and also activating your hormone system to make changes in the rest of your body. Most notably, releasing adrenaline. And then we also have an emotional component to this. Emotional being you feel activated, tense, maybe anxious, and then depending on whether you want to attack, you feel angry, or if you want to run, you feel scared. This is a holistic reaction. Let me double click on one piece here. Perceived threat. I didn't say actual threat, because that would be wrong. Take the most dangerous thing we face in our current lives. Riding in a car. 1 million people die every year because of cars. That's 2,700 people per day. That is 3 high schools full of people every day. It's a very dangerous thing. And then let's contrast this with something not dangerous at all. Famous experiment, there's a beam on the floor with screens to either side. Now you can balance over the beam, no problem. But the screens on either side portray a canyon. Now you know that it's just screens, but still you get stressed, you tense up, you fall. Very few people can do it. It's not dangerous at all because you just fall 30 centimeters. So it's not about the danger, it's about our interpretation. And when I say our interpretation, I don't mean your conscious interpretation. I mean your unconscious interpretation. How does unconscious mind come up with these interpretations? Well, we learn them, or we're born with them. In the case of heights, we're born with this fear. That leaves us with 2 big unlocks about stress. First one, stress is not objective. It doesn't matter if there is an actual threat or not. And then the second one, it's all about interpretation. It's a learned experience, which means we are in control. This is where the title comes from. Stress can be a choice because we can unlearn and we can learn our interpretations. How do you change interpretations that you're convinced are no longer serving you? And the simple answer is experiences. Experiences are fantastic for proving to your unconscious mind that the old interpretation is wrong and needs to be updated, especially if you repeat it. In the case of the beam that you balance over, quite simple. You just balance over it again and again, and you fall, and you don't die again and again. And it teaches your body, okay, this is fine. This is not dangerous. This is a screen. This is not a real height. Let's wrap this up where we started. Billy and the electric fence. Now, when Billy was small, Billy learned that this electric fence was dangerous, either by touching it himself or by seeing another buffalo touch it and get hurt. That's also enough. And no one else goes there. This is a no-go zone. Now, years later, Billy is an adult. The situation has changed. Billy has changed a lot. But he's still afraid. And we are just like Billy in so many aspects. We may also have had an experience in the past that was very scary and dangerous. and we still carry that to this day. Presentations are a great example. We bombed that one presentation and we're still afraid of it, even though we are different and the situation's different. So let me ask you this. What would you tell Billy to do about that electric fence?